Well, this is awkward. Following some reports from Ben Jacobs and a handful of other top-tier journalists, Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United is looking more and more likely. And there is a lot to discuss because this has generated a lot of conversation within the Manchester United fan base. Is this the type of striker we should be going for? Would it not be better to go for someone like Ollie Watkins, who's Premier League proven and probably somebody that we can get? His age, his profile, what he offers, what he brings to the table, yada, yada, yada. And there has been conversations in the wider footballing community about why on earth Benjamin Sesko would come to Manchester United over a club like Newcastle. And we're going to address all of that in today's video. But we've got to start with the elephant in the room. Because if you follow me on other social media platforms, you'd know that I've been begging for weeks for Arsenal to sign Benjamin Sesko because I genuinely believe that Victor Gyökeres would have been a better striker for both clubs. I think for Arsenal, they've got a fantastic player. They definitely made the right choice by going for Victor Gyökeres. They are a team who, over the last 3 seasons, has been on the cusp of genuinely achieving something special. And I think the missing piece in their proverbial puzzle has been a proven number 9, not an experimental number 9, not a young number 9 who has the potential to score loads of goals. No, a proven bagsman who has experience and pedigree in Europe. And Gyökeres ticks all of those boxes. So Arsenal made the right choice. And had we got Gyökeres, I would be saying the same thing. However, we're not Arsenal. We're not in the same position as Arsenal. We're not on the cusp of winning a Premier League title or anywhere near those conversations. We are a team that needs serious rebuilding. And Benjamin Sesko isn't really a bad signing for a club like Manchester United. Now, I have my reservations, and I'll talk about them in a moment, but I want to first start with the positives. First and foremost, we know that he's scored 13 goals last season in the Bundesliga and got 5 assists, so 18 GA in about 33 appearances, which is not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. And I think this is where the doubts with Benjamin Sesko kind of comes in, because on the one hand, he is a significant upgrade on Rasmus Højlund. We know that physically, he's tall, he's strong, meaning he can hold up the ball really well, which is something that Rasmus Højlund has struggled with. People always say that the reason why Rasmus Højlund has struggled is because he doesn't get any service, when in reality, it's like we all acknowledge that he doesn't get any service, but two truths can live in the same realm, right? As a striker, yes, you need to get service in order to score goals, which is your primary job. But in the modern game, it isn't just about your ability to score goals. You also need to be able to contribute in situations where your team isn't getting the ball to you. You need to be able to drop deep. You need to be able to link up the play. You need to be able to hold up, especially in games where you are counter-attacking and you're the only man in the opposition half. You need to buy your teammates time to come up and support you in attack. And the way you do that is by shielding the ball and wrestling defenders, which Rasmus Højlund does a lot, but he does unsuccessfully far too consistently. So I think Sesko is an upgrade in that department. Physically, better. In terms of hold-up play, better. In terms of goals and assists, better. Head and shoulders clear of Rasmus Højlund. He's an upgrade on Rasmus Højlund in every way possible. And when you couple that with the fact that Sesko isn't coming into Manchester United to be the guy. He isn't coming into Manchester United to be the solution. He's coming into Manchester United to play alongside Cunha and Mbeumo, a Brian Mbeumo who's come off a really good season, being in the top 5 for GA across Europe. Like when you compare him against the top 5 leagues and the players who play in his position, attacking positions, he's in the top 5. He's up there with guys like Mo Salah in terms of the GA that he scored, which is insane, by the way. And then you've got Cunha, who we know is a very talented attacking footballer and will contribute a lot of positive things for Manchester United. Sesko's coming to play alongside those two guys. He isn't coming in to play next to Rashford and Garnacho. So I think that Sesko coming in right now, this is the right time for him. The only reservations I have about Benjamin Sesko, and this is where we start to get into the negatives, is number one, £75 million is crazy. I think that's insane. For a club that still needs a wing back, for a club that still needs a central midfielder, for a club that finished 15th in the league, spending 75 million on a young striker after what we did with Rasmus Højlund is like, it's a red flag. It's a red flag. I can't ignore that. And this is by no means me saying that Sesko will be anywhere near as bad as Rasmus Højlund. He won't. And if he does, I give up. I'm done watching football for life. But on a serious note, banter aside, I don't think there is a world where Sesko is worse than Rasmus Højlund. It would actually be impressive If he came in and he was worse than Rasmus Højlund, I would almost applaud him. I would be inspired and in awe of how bad he is, because it's just not possible. I don't think the laws of physics permit it. It just doesn't make sense. So my point is, Sesko is a better player than Rasmus Højlund. However, that doesn't change the fact that he is a young striker who hasn't really lived up to the hype and the potential that he had at RB Salzburg. And there isn't something in my head or in my brain that makes me think that RB Leipzig was a bad environment for Benjamin Sesko, and that's why he didn't succeed there. But when he comes here, all of a sudden, he's going to blossom into this amazing number 9. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. I would love to be wrong. I would love to be sat here at the end of this upcoming season saying that, wow, Benjamin Sesko is so amazing. He's revolutionized our attack. He's scored loads of goals. He's contributed in a healthy way, and he's made everyone around him better. I would love to make a video like that. But I can't lie. I can't be a bullshitter and say I think that's going to happen. I do think he'll be an upgrade on Rasmus Højlund. The question is how much. Right? The question is how much, and I'm not sure. I have my doubts. And the reason why the price tag bothers me so much is because we don't have a lot of money this summer. So I'm wondering where the money is going to come from to sign a midfielder. Where's the money going to come from to get a new goalkeeper if we're actually serious? I know the Donnarumma links are not really that serious, but are we actually going to go in for Martinez? Are we actually going to get another goalkeeper this summer? Where is the money for another wing back? Because I don't know if my heart can handle watching Diego Dalot for another season. I don't know if my eyes, forget my heart, I don't know if my eyes can handle watching Diego Dalot play at wingback next season. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I have the stomach for it, because he was awful last season. And for those of you who know, I used to really love Diego Dalot. I thought his progression under Erik ten Hag is probably one of the few positive things about Ten Hag's time at United. I thought he was one of the few players who actually progressed under Erik ten Hag and got better for a season or two. But then he just fell off a cliff somewhere. Something happened where Diego Dalot just became meaty. He just became meaty. Like, he's just not the player he was. And I don't really have the faith in him that he's going to turn it around. I don't really think he is the guy that we need on that right-hand side. I look at Dorgu on the left and I think to myself, there's a player. There's a player there. There's a serious footballer there. And especially now that Garnacho's gone, because Garnacho, for some reason, just never used to pass the ball to Dorgu. Every game I'm screaming at Garnacho to pass the ball to Dorgu on the overlap, and he just doesn't do it. Now I think he will actually get those passes on the overlap. He'll be able to put those crosses in. He'll be able to contribute in the final third. We need someone on the right-hand side to do that. And does buying Sesko for 75 million inhibit our ability to spend in those other areas? And I hate to say it, I hate to bring it up, but did turning that money down from Bruno Fernandes from Saudi, did that also chip away at our prospects of having a proper rebuild this summer? And before you come in the comments and tell me that, oh, it wasn't the club's fault, Bruno was the one who wanted to stay, Almiron was the one who wanted him to stay, I don't care whose fault it was. The point is the money would have helped us. This is not about assigning blame. This is about analyzing where do Manchester United go next. Remember that. You know, I'm not attacking Bruno. I'm not attacking the club. I'm just saying I'm a little bit annoyed as a United fan that deal didn't happen, because the money, 100 million from Saudi, if those reports were true, would have gone a long way in helping us rebuild this team effectively. I would personally sacrifice a 30-year-old Bruno Fernandes for the betterment of this team, because I'm not a Bruno Fernandes fan. I'm a Manchester United fan, and I want what's best for the club. Some of you, I question where your loyalty lies. The way some of you glaze Bruno Fernandes and pretend like the club didn't exist before he became captain of Manchester United. It's crazy. Anyways, it's been your boy Triple M. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Benjamin Sesko to Manchester United. Is this the solution, or is this yet another player who's going to come to Old Trafford and is just not going to produce the goods? I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. Enjoy the rest of your day. Leave a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new. Otherwise, it's been your boy Triple M. Peace!